Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am thrilled to be able to share with you poetry from different Scars Publications books. In fact, I'm going to read some from a Cyberwit book for you in honor of the once popular, once cool reading space that was mini feature space at Half Price Books in North Austin, and at a community poetry reading space at Half Price Book that is no longer running thanks to COVID. But because of COVID, and because I've always video recorded past open mics when I ran Chicago, I figured I'm keeping the dream alive by doing this for you guys today. I'm going to share with you a few poems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ha ha ha. And they are, yes, from a Scars Publications book. And I'm holding it out right now. It's from the Down in the Dirt, September to December 2022 issue collection book titled The Paths Less Traveled. And this is well, it's less traveled for us Northerners. I believe this was in Buenos Aires where I took this photo. So it's less traveled for some. And for the creatively inclined, you always look for the paths less traveled, I suppose. And I thought I'd share with you a couple of women's issues, and I just automatically pulled up, and it's like, hey, some of them even are ones that are also in the Cyberwit book that was released on Women's History Month this past year, titled Shattering the Glass Ceiling. And the cool thing that was about this book is that it had a lot of poetry as well as essays, and it has the book for men in it. If you want to know for it, you'll have to check it out yourself. But it also has a lot of poetry translated into other languages. And those languages are also translated into this one, so yippee skippy. I thought I would show you the translations that exist for these poems. For these poems I'm going to read for you today. I hope you like them. I think I'm picking 3 different languages. What? I hope you guys like them. This first poem is titled Oriental. And actually, I should look it up right now. Oriental. Aha. And I believe back in the day in Chicago, the poetry game show feature I had different poets around Chicago read a poem of mine, and I believe Wayne Allen Jones read Oriental, and he won with the applause-o-meter, with the most applause. And he has the poetry hat, which was a Burger King hat, I think. But anywho, it was funny. But no, he didn't read it in Chinese. But I do happen to have a Chinese translation for it in both of these books. This one happens to be bigger, so I'm pulling it in. It's next to impossible to see. That is Chinese. What? And it is one poem that is translated into Chinese in this book, and it is a poem that's titled Oriental. Years ago, Chinese women bound their feet with claws, forcing them to retain the foot of a child. The smaller the foot, the higher the class, the more helpless the woman, the more she needed a husband to care for her. It was normal for the daughter to cry and cry at the thought of hurting her feet, so of being unable to walk, of crippling herself. But the mother knew better. The girl would never find a suitable husband if her feet were like those of a servant, or at least a working servant, you know. Handcuffs are like swashes of cheesecloth, slowly wrapping layer upon layer upon layer. The tears falling land in her lap, a pattern as the daughter sobs and rocks back and forth. It exists in both languages, but this one happens to be smaller, so I was trying to show you the bigger copy. That was Oriental. That's my only Chinese one that I have, but I do happen to have one in Hindi next. This one, sorry, I get excited because I managed to pull these things off. This is a piece that is titled Unmarried Women and Dead Bodies Everywhere. And it's harder to see it in Hindi in this book, so let me see if I can find it in this one. Aha! It's got like huge writing for these pages. This is Unmarried Women and Dead Bodies Everywhere. And it's hard to show it for you guys, but I'm doing the best I can. You can also see these things online if you look them up, or you can get a copy of either one of these books. Anyway, this is the poem in English. Unmarried Women and Dead Bodies Everywhere. The Ganges River in India, the most sacred river to Hindus, is still religiously renowned. But on one day not too long ago, at one tributary of the Ganges River, they discovered 28 bodies. The locals first spotted the corpses when vultures surrounded those bodies as they piled up along the shore. Online news sources explain that bodies may have been left there when families couldn't afford a burial. And those same online news sources, lucky you can see video of dogs eating at the flesh of the dead. But I was there. I read those newspapers as the Times of India came to me daily, while locals discovered more bodies. Before they found 104, the local papers explained that the tradition of halpara, a custom in some cultures, when unmarried women die, their bodies are dumped into the river. Unrecognizably decomposed, more and more bodies of unmarried women kept floating to the surface in just a few days in the sacred Ganges River. I kept looking for an explanation, and all I could think was that this river was supposed to be sacred, and I wondered if this was their effort to give these women a family in the afterlife, putting them in a river they call sacred. Because I know how they view women in India. Cover their skin, they don't talk back, because even though women are treated like nothing by men there, they'd be less than nothing if they weren't married. It was strange. It was strange reading the newspaper, being in India, having genuine Indian food for meals, drinking good juices in the mornings, not having Americanized coffee, and getting the Times of India and reading about all of these bodies appearing. It was insane. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. And so, yeah, this is how it is sometimes. Anywho, I'm going to go to another country, I guess, or another situation. The next poem I just saw. Sorry, I just saw one of the translations right there. This next poem I was going to share with you is titled All Men Have Secrets. It is in both of the books, but these next three poems also have translations into Dutch. Yes, I had a Dutch friend translate them. All men have secrets. And here is the translation for it. What? You think you can read this? I don't think you can. But you could see it online because it is available online through Scars.tv. And you also see it in either one of these books if you order them. This is a poem titled All Men Have Secrets. All men have secrets, and here is mine. Strength is my weakness, and now my shoulders don't stay in place. You asked me to open my eyes, but they are. At least I think they are. Why don't you take me in your arms? Why don't you seduce me, tear me in half, rip me apart? Just don't cast me aside. I don't want to be strong. Be strong for me so that I can adjust my shin and not have to worry about whether or not my eyes are open. There are another two short ones I was going to share with you for this reading for you guys. Thank you for listening. You guys are double plus awesome, as you know, people hear me say regularly at my current open mic. This next one is titled I Wanted Pain. I could try to flip it this way and show you I Wanted Pain is in Dutch as well right here. That's true. It's really true. I wanted pain. This is the truth. And this is the poem. The translation you can get online and in both of these books, Shattering the Glass Ceiling and The Paths Last Traveled, like this one right here. This is titled I Wanted Pain. You screamed at me to pull over. You wanted me to stop. I was driving too fast, you said, so I slammed on the brakes and turned off the engine. As I stepped outside, I Just wanted to jump out of that car and run until I lost myself. And yet I wanted to fall. I wanted to fall to the ground. I wanted to feel the cold, sharp rocks cutting into my face and slicing my skin. I wanted pain to feel good again. But you sat in the car, clueless to the thoughts racing through my mind, to the nausea, to the surrealism. So I stood outside my car, feeling the condensation of my breath roll past my face in the wind. It was a constant, nagging reminder that I still had to breathe. I'm turning the page of my book. One more poem for you guys that is in the down there. It's hard to hold this up like this. The Paths Less Traveled, and is also in the book Shattering the Glass Ceiling. I'll show them both off. What? This one has a translation in both. I'm trying to find the biggest version of it. This one is titled The Martyr and the Saint, and it also has a Dutch translation, and it's right here for you. That is the Dutch translation right there. I'm telling you, that's it. Of The Martyr and the Saint, which is on the other side here. If you wanted to see the translations, you can see them online because Scarsette TV has them, and JanetKuypers.com has them, or you could either order either one of these books and find them as well. But in the meantime, this is the last short poem I'm going to share with you in this reading that is titled The Martyr and the Saint. They gave their daughter the name of the patron saint of television. And the television's always been the one thing she hated about him. Or was it the drinking that he needed more than her? The business has gone bad. I'm a failure. I'm not a man. He said he respected her, and then he'd call her a $20 whore from Vegas. And the mother would hold the child, the saint, the pure angel, hold her ears and hope she couldn't hear. That was deep. Sorry, man, that was deep, you guys. But that's what I get for sharing with you women's issues pieces, things that I thought were worthwhile to share in different languages. I believe those Dutch ones were originally translated by Gene Hellmans years ago, and I believe that he did a chapbook of them with proceeds going to I don't know what. But that was fine. Wonderful. Do that. Share so that more people can learn. And I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. That was from not only Shattering the Glass Ceiling, I'm holding it like it's my thing, but also from the Down in the Dirt, which I am the editor of, issue collection book from the September to December 2022 issues, titled The Paths Less Traveled. You heard me right. The Paths Less Traveled. Because we always try to look for that, to be able to share as much as we can with as many as we can. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Thank you so very much for listening. I hope everyone out there is remaining safe. I hope if you have not been vaccinated, and you could, that you have. I hope that everybody is remaining creatively inclined, because especially when we've been forced to be in isolation for years, it's great to be able to look for any outlet to be able to get our soul out to the world. And I hope each and every one of you are doing it. Thank you so very much for listening, and I will be back with more readings, I promise. And message for you, sir. Everything's going in. I hope everyone's doing well, and I look forward to talking. I'll have to answer that message very soon. I hope everyone's doing well, and I will talk to each and one of you very soon. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thanks.